Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Plan Sarah Plan. Today we're looking at the Laurel Denise new portrait planner for the academic year. My last Laurel Denise planner that I'm still in, I'm only halfway through this one, is a horizontal orientation. What we're going to take a look at now is a brand new vertical or portrait orientation. I wanted to show you the box though because it's so beautiful. Her boxes always are so beautiful. Planners for the way you think, and just the floral designs are terrific. Look on the inside even. Look at that. And the tissue paper, planners for the way you think. That is so cute. I mean, that's cute enough to just save and tuck away in your new planner. So let's go ahead and open this up. There are two cover options for the portrait planner. One is, I think, evergreen. It's just like it's like this dark green, and it's a solid color. And the other one is this floral. I've actually already gotten into this, but the floral is called Crowd Favorite. And I just wanted to do the unboxing experience with you, but I did dig in the moment that this arrived. I couldn't wait. There are some new things about this. You've got a coil, a spiral coil, instead of the, I think it's called O-ring. Here's the old kind of coil. I forget what this is called, but this is the old kind. And it's the kind that is still on these landscape orientation planners. But this one, the portrait planner, has a nice chunky, I'd say about an inch big coil. And you've still got the nice pocket on the inside that's rounded. That's the same look that you get in the horizontal orientation, which I should just keep out here and show you. So she always has a nice rounded roomy pocket on the front and the back cover. So here was the one in the landscape orientation. This one, I just love how the patterns complement each other. The colors go, but the patterns are all different. And it's just really neat. It's like a periwinkle blue in the back, and then a rose, and then sort of rust colored leaves there. And then you've got sort of the rust in the background and the blush or pink petals in the foreground. Here you've got the pink in the background, and then the rust and the periwinkle, but they're all just in a different design. Okay, so moving on, you get two snap-in rulers. The first one says you are here. The second one says you are also here. So super cute. This one has a scalloped edge on it. This one has a straight edge and an 8-inch ruler on it. And you can take those out if you want to and use them as bookmarks. Laurel Denise Planner Portrait Weekly Edition 2024-2025. This book belongs to. If found, please contact. Now you're going to notice right away that it's not as thick on the top as it is on the bottom, and I'll show you why when we get there. If you're familiar with Laurel Denise, you already know why. This is your overview of 2024 into, well, it goes from July to June, so it's the academic year. It's 12 months worth of planning ahead. You've got a list of 2024 holidays on the left margin and then 2025 holidays on the right side margin. And underneath each one of these mini months, you will get a place for goals and things to remember. You have your choice of a Sunday start or a Monday start. I chose a Sunday start, and these monthly calendars all have Sunday starts. I'm assuming that if you chose a Monday start, these monthly calendars here would also have monthly starts. All right, so I dug in because I wanted to see if I could make a sticker kit for this. So here is the gist of what we're going to get here, and I'm going to show you totally blank pages too. But you're going to have your monthly view for more than the top half, and then you're going to have your weekly view on this less than half, maybe a third of this total height. This is where your weekly view goes, and what's cool about it is that your days line up. Now I've changed mine. Let me just show you one that is like this. Okay, so Sunday is over here because I chose a Sunday start. The week is also a Sunday start. So if you do choose Monday start, your month and your week will be a Monday start. If you choose a Sunday start, the same is true, but with Sunday. So Sunday here, Sunday here. Now, I could probably get used to that. I generally prefer a Sunday start on the monthly view and a Monday start on the week view. However, because of how neatly this all lines up, where you can see the month and the week at the same time, I might be able to handle a Sunday start on the week view. but I experimented with changing this around. So I made a sticker kit that would have both a Sunday start little header there and a Monday start header. And I thought, what would it be like if I put that Monday start header on the weekly view? I kind of like it. However, I think I might get confused since Sunday is here, Monday would be here. I don't know, just playing around. That is neither here nor there. It's all a matter of personal preference. But let's just flip back and show you what this would look like without any stickers on it. The first thing you get is this habit tracking section. So you have room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 habits that can track 31 days here. I wonder if they're all different. So December has 31 days. Let's flip to February. Yeah, this February goes to 28 days. So it's not just like a copy of the exact same thing on every month. And you've also got 4 boxes here. And what I personally would do with these 4 boxes is make a to-do list for different categories, like a home to-do, financial to-do, a work to-do, and maybe a projects to-do, something like that. But you could use it for anything you want to. You could use it for memories. You could put a photo in there. You know, there's just all kinds of creative things you could do. Here is a dot grid section. On the back or before you get to the weekly spread, on that first right side, you get just dot grid. Then when you flip it, you start with Sunday the 1st. So we're in December right now. Sunday the 1st, Monday the 2nd, and it's all lined. So vertical orientation here and lined. No times, but you could easily add in times, and I believe you can buy washi tape that fits this with times. And every week is just a portion of the entire size of the page so that you always have that month in view. And after the last week, you get a left and right side dot grid. Now, when I played around with this, here are some ideas that I came up with. I thought, okay, I could make some little headers. So I took, this is actually not a sticker that's in the kit that I made. It was just some leftover in between these date headers that I took out and just used it to make a little header for each one of these. And I put balloons on each one the first time I played around because I thought, okay, we could put like highlights of the month. Like for the first week, the second week, the third week, the fourth week. I wasn't really crazy about that idea. Another thing you could do is maybe put birthdays down there. This was just an experiment. On the next month, when I decorated August, I decided to do categories. So I put like birthdays here with the balloons, home projects, financial goals, and maybe car maintenance goals. That's just stuff that I didn't think hard about. You could use those for anything. I decided to use this space, which looks like this. Okay, so I always want to show you what it looks like, the way that it comes. This has the month following in a mini month size. So this is January. The mini month is February. So you can look ahead and plan ahead. And then this is like a sidebar that's totally blank. It's not lined and it's not dot grid. So what I decided to do with mine was just put some little flags here, like a to-do list for the month. So the trade-off, what I'm noticing between the portrait layout and the original layout, which is the landscape view, is that there's not as much note-taking space. It's a different sort of note-taking space. So let me show you this. For one thing, the month view is much smaller. So the month view takes up 2 pages in this portrait. It only took up part of 1 page in this original OG style. All right, and then your days of the week were vertical, but the columns are much more narrow. You could also get the horizontal layout, so they're not all vertical. But the thing that you get more of in this one is note-taking space. The habit trackers are on the back of the last week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 habits in this one, 5 habits in the other, I think it was. You've got a big old to-do this month section over here on the right. And you've got a large dot grid area there. So I feel like you have a little bit more note-taking space in this one, but not a lot more, just a little bit more. And the way this is laid out, I kind of like it better because you still get dot grid here for note-taking. you still get dot grid after the final week. And I took some extra stickers from this little kit that I made and made columns. So you could actually use this for finances. You could use it for different types of to-do lists, anything that you want to do. And it is dot grid, so it's easy to kind of make some straight lines there or boxes and do whatever you want to. I added a little decorative strip of washi there just for fun. But let's focus in on this month view. These boxes are wide. They're over, I think they're close to 2 inches. Let's just measure. They are just under 2 inches. So I would say 1 7/8-ish. It's real close to that. And then as far as the height goes, it's 1 inch high. So each box is almost 2 inches wide and exactly 1 inch tall. That means that you have way more writing space in this. You do not share a weekend space, like Saturday and Sunday are not split in half. Now, neither are they in the landscape orientation, but they used to be in the previous year's planner. The habit tracking section is a little bit like smaller dots. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't need big dots to fill in on a habit tracker. And I love these boxes. Love that you can plan with much bigger writing space in your columns. So these columns are the same width, almost 2 inches. They line up perfectly. And that helps you when you get to this dot grid area. If you wanted to make some columns, it would be very easy to just line your ruler up with this line and continue it down on the dot grid. If you wanted to, you wouldn't have to. All right, so we flip to August. I did things just a little bit differently, but I did like using little flags to make a to-do list in the sidebar. And then I haven't done anything on the weekly views. I didn't change this to a Monday start on the week. I just left it the way it is. So let's get into September where I haven't tampered with it at all. This is what the look is. It's very minimal. You don't need to sticker it up at all. You can do it just like this. Any kind of pen is going to work with this because you don't have to write extra tiny like you may have done in the Laurel Denise Mini for sure, but also in the little vertical columns if you had a vertical. And I just think you have more writing room in this. I'm a fan. I like it. Each monthly tabbed page is much thicker than the weekly sheets. Okay. These are still a nice thickness. I would say that they are approximately 80 pounds. I've never had any bleed through problems with these. This is way more than 80 pounds, and I don't know what it is, but it's a lot thicker, and the tab is reinforced. All right, so it will say the month on the front and the back of the tab. I love this old style office look that you get here and here. The Laurel Denise planner that is written in gold metallic. I think that is super cool, retro looking. You've got certain holidays in. I don't think all of the holidays are in here. It's not overly crowded with holidays. And they're written kind of small, so if you don't want them in there, you can white them out or just write on top of them. I don't see a problem with that. So let's just quickly flip through. Change up those habits each month or use the same ones if you wanted to. This is just great. I think this planner is really good for if you have some big goals or you have some big projects and you need to break them down. Let's say something is going to happen in March, like a big event, maybe somebody's 50th wedding anniversary, and you're in charge of planning a party, a celebration for that. You could really work your way back and map out exactly what needed to be done when, plot it first on your month view, and then go to the particular weeks and break it down even further. I think it would be great for that. It will be great for a work planner. It doesn't take up as much room width-wise on your desk, and you can fold it back on itself. Actually, both of these, the landscape orientation and the portrait, you can fold them back on themselves. No problem. And then this one is going to go through June, and we have a notes section after that. So here's June. And the notes section has July 2025 to June 2026. That's smart. Instead of a calendar year, there's an academic year, and that's because this is an academic year planner. Plan ahead is what it says at the top of this column. No dot grid or lines here. This is a split page that has yearly wins at the top of this column and yearly lessons at the top of this one. It's lined. You turn the page and you've got 2 graph paper sheets or grid sheets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, like graph paper. Then it switches to dot grid and you get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Then this last page has some boxes that say books I'm reading, things I'm listening to, happy moments, gratitude, hobbies, ways I'm moving my body, I'm excited for, and I'm hopeful for. And then a pocket on the back. Now I did test an 8.5 by 11 letter size sheet of paper. Does not fit very well. It sticks out above the top, so this is not quite going to fit 11 inches. I don't have the specs on this in front of me, but I can tell you that this is a little bit shy of 11 inches in terms of what it will hold. Of course, the paper would only go down to the bottom of this pocket, so that takes away some of the potential ability to hold a letter size sheet. So when I put a letter size sheet in, it hung out about 1 inch at the top. So you'd still have to fold your letter sheet, and it was really cutting it close width-wise as well. But the width did fit for 1 sheet of paper. I didn't really try it with more than that. It's a hard cover that has a little bit of a slick coating on it. Back here it says approved by Laurel Denise in gold right here. And this COIL is sort of a copper color. Now, this is the profile of it. You can see that it's thinner up here, thicker down here, because this is where all those weekly sheets are. This is why I think the Laurel Denise planner is a great one to use monthly sticker kits in, because by the time that you fill in 12 months of just the monthly with stickers, that's going to balance out how much thickness you have on the top. Now, that's just if it bothers you. If it doesn't bother you, don't worry about that at all. But it just has to be thicker where all of these mini pages are for the week. It's the same case with the landscape orientation. Let me show you how that looks. The thickness in this one is here, and then it's thinner as the book closes. So let's just go back to November. You've got the little pages here that are vertical or horizontal, that's available. But as you fill up this month section, even though it takes a little dip right here in its thickness, as you fill it up with stickers, it's less of a dip. That's why I just think it's a good planner for stickering up if you want to. If you want to compare the size, this is a 2024 landscape orientation. This is the vertical weekly edition. Here's the portrait planner. You line them up edge to edge. Landscape orientation one is just a smidge, maybe 1/8 of an inch bigger this way if we turn the portrait planner lengthwise like that, and about 1 inch wider this way. So this is a smaller profile. Definitely this way it's a smaller profile, because when you open this one up, it's going to take up a lot of your desk. Okay, takes up a lot of your desk, and it's not all fitting on camera. Okay, so I would think that if somebody is taking this to work or something, they are going to keep it like this and just kind of prop it up maybe. Like if I take let's go to April, and let's say that I was on the second half of the week, I would probably just prop it up on my desk or leave it like this. And with this one, I would do the same thing. I mean, it doesn't take up all of my desk, but it still takes up quite a bit if you leave it open. So I would probably go like that. And of course, put it on the day that I was on, like that. Now let's see if this fits in the folio that was made to fit this guy. I have the camel folio, and this is a really neat folio. It feels good, and it's not real leather, but it is a nice vegan leather, and it fits the landscape orientation planner perfectly. It is intended to slide the back cover in here or just lay the planner in like that. It has an additional pocket here, an additional pocket over here. You don't have to slide the front cover in. In fact, I wouldn't. I would probably only slide the back cover in, but you can slide the front cover in if you want. An additional kind of billfold pocket here and 4 little credit card size pockets there. So if we put the portrait planner in here, obviously we cannot put the back cover into that back pocket because it's a different orientation altogether. So you would really just be using it for like that. I mean, you could have your planner open in here. So let's do that. Let's open it up and let's see if it will zip. It looks like maybe it fits, but this coil is going to be a challenge to get around. Yeah, it'll do it. It's a little snug at the coil, but it will do it. So you can, if you already have one of these folios, or if you want to get one, I don't know that I would buy one just to go with the portrait planner since it's a vertical orientation instead of landscape, but if you already have one, then you can use it. You can use it. It's just not fully functional with the back pocket being able to slide in there. But you could put planner stickers. You could put some papers in here. You could store other planning supplies in here and then add the planner to it and keep it protected on your way to and from work if you want to. It will work. It's not perfect, not ideal, but it will work. And it will close around that coil. I'm surprised. So Laurel Denise is just a few hours away from me in Virginia. Her company is in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I am farther southwest. So I love promoting her products, and I think she has done amazing things going from a jewelry company to a planner exclusive company. It used to be jewelry with a few planners, and now it's all planners. So this planner is $59. You can get 10% off if you use my discount code, and it's different than some of my others. So if you have used my other codes, take note of this. It's Plan Sarah 10. Plan Sarah, the number 10. Not Plan Sarah Plan. So Plan Sarah 10. That'll get you 10% off. And I believe the shipping is a little bit high unless you cross the $100 threshold. You might get free shipping in that case. So you might want to think about that because there are some cute accessories. I've got some of the sticky notes. A lot of people use sticky notes with Laurel Denise. Now, these are not made specifically for the portrait planner, but let's just take a look at how they might fit. I'm not sure which set this is. I know there's a set that goes with the horizontal planner. There's a set that goes with the vertical. So I'm not really sure which one this is. Now this thing right here might work well in your notes section. Doesn't really fit any of those columns, but you could certainly use it in the notes section because that's just wide open space. And then these things, these little itty bitties, which fit those vertical columns perfectly. You could probably fit 2 side by side in these columns. So let's try that. Yeah, you sure can. In fact, when I was measuring and making stickers for this, I noticed that the stickers that I made to fit the smaller month boxes of the other Laurel Denise fit perfectly side by side. So I decided to include some of those in the kit because that's really practical if you have multiple things going on in a single day. So you can still use your other Laurel Denise goodies with this planner. I think that that works well. And then these are longer sticky notes. I think all of these are just long ones. So you could use them like this. You could use them to mark a few different days. And sticky notes are great. For one thing, you can write on them ahead of time. then place them down. Then as things change, you can move it around until you really have nailed down when certain things are going to happen. And then if you choose, you could just write it in your planner directly, or you could keep it on sticky notes if you like. So this is just one of her little sticky note sets. I also have some of the teacher sticky notes. This is for the teacher planner. There's a fourth little stack of these, which I think just fell on the floor. It comes in a set of 4, and these fit like this. So maybe 2/3 of the space, and I wonder if that long one would fit beside that. Well, look at that. It sure would. So you can mix and match these and really customize, color code, whatever you want to do, or just keep things flexible by using different Laurel Denise sticky notes, or even your own sticky notes. You could probably get like one of those 2-inch sticky note Post-its. Those would probably be perfect here. This is not quite 2 inches, but just about 2 inches. Just a smidge less than that. So I think this is a really cool planner. I'm thinking that I like the portrait better than the landscape, but I'm not going to say for sure because I haven't really had it long enough to be able to tell. But what I like about it more is that for these little skinny columns, I really had to write on sticky notes and stickers ahead of time. It was hard for me to fit everything in there. It's not quite as hard with the horizontal. And I was able to add times. I could still do that over here. Let's see what we would do about adding times. Now, that's super easy to do. You could start at whatever time you wanted to. So I started at 9 o'clock. These stickers kind of messed up my ability to do 1 hour per line, so I could have gone all the way to midnight, I think. If we do this one starting at 6 a.m., let's just see how far it goes, because I know a lot of people need to get going early, so you might be interested. Goes to 9 p.m. if you start at 6 a.m. And then, of course, you could also do half hours, so let's just say you could do 8, 8:30, etc. I won't do the whole thing, but you could make each day different if you wanted to. You could even do 15-minute increments. So you could go 10, 10, 15, because maybe your busiest time of the day is just like 2 or 3 hours. The rest of it, you don't need too much space. Totally customizable. Or you could just write the hours once over here in the notes section and then carry it across. Maybe repeat that at the beginning of Thursday or Wednesday or whatever it is, because I changed the date right there. It's Wednesday really in a Sunday start planner. But you might want to write the hours again one time on the left side here. What would you guys use these 4 things for? You don't even have to use them for the same thing every month. You know, you might try in July to do to-do lists. But you could also do like income. You know, I know I'm thinking that way right now. That's how the wheels are turning in my brain. I have several small side hustles. This might be a good way for me to keep track of those side hustles and record income or big expenses or just to-do lists. Different members of the family could have their own list. I like that idea. And then when school starts, you know, if you've got young kids who are in school, you might use those totally differently. You might have like football, band, cheer, you know, something like that during the school year. You could make it anything you want to make it. All right, so tell me what you guys think. I'm kind of crazy about this. If you're interested, I guess I'll do a little self-promotion here. If you're interested in any of the sticker kits that I make for Laurel Denise, they're in my Etsy shop, which is called Plan Sarah Plan. And I've just added the first 2 months of this academic year portrait planner because I couldn't resist. I spent the entire day basically doing that. All new measurements. Everything was different, except for these little boxes, which you can use in this planner also. Kind of like that. Tell me what you guys think. I would love to hear. Do you like the landscape orientation or the vertical portrait orientation better? Do you like them both? Do you like this crowd favorite cover, or do you like the solid evergreen cover? You can see all the different covers. Man, they are so nice. If you look on the Laurel Denise website, you'll see so many designs. Most of them are florals. Most of them are. But you're going to see also some solids in there and just kind of designs like this. So they're all really pretty. But I liked crowd favorite because I'm kind of a floral person more so than a solid color. In fact, I've got an evergreen. This is evergreen. And this was a teacher planner for 2022, 2023. You can get this planner in evergreen or crowd favorite. You have two choices. And if it's really popular, who knows? Maybe she'll branch out and offer this in a mini, because she does this in a mini. So just a miniaturized version of the same layouts. So that's not offered in the portrait planner yet, but who knows? That company is growing by leaps and bounds, so I would not be surprised if it's offered in the future. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I really would like to hear your thoughts. And remember, if you do want to purchase one of these, they start in July, so you might want to go ahead and grab one. They do sometimes sell out, so be aware of that, because now we're in June, so you might ought to act fast. You can use my discount plan, Sarah10, for 10% off and possibly get free shipping. I think that's the deal if you cross the $100 threshold. Thank you guys for joining me. Maybe it's not $100. I don't know what it is. Forget I said anything. Just look at the website. It will tell you. And I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.